Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Today we are going to talk about parallel lines. Okay, so let us begin. So the first thing we're going to talk about is a transversal. A transversal, ladies and gentlemen, is the line, this line right here. Okay, that is a transversal. It's a line that intersects two or more lines. So that line could intersect two lines that are parallel to each other, or it could cross two lines like this that are not parallel to each other. So once again, this line would be considered a transversal. Okay, that is a transversal. Interior angles. Interior angles. We have interior angles are angles that are formed by the transversal. So in our example here, interior angles are angles on the inside of the lines. So this would be an interior angle. Angle 4 would be an interior angle. Angle 5 would be an interior angle. And angle 6 would be an interior angle because they are inside of the two lines. They are inside the two lines. So those would be interior angles. Those would be interior angles. Okay. Next. Exterior angles. Exterior angles are angles that would be outside. That would be outside of the lines formed by the transversal. Okay? So exterior angles would be outside. So which ones would be outside? So angle 1 would be an exterior angle. Angle 2 would be an exterior angle. Angle 7 would be an exterior angle. And angle 8 would be an exterior angle. So once again, exterior angles are angles formed by the transversal that are on the outside of the lines. Okay. Any questions there? Excellent. Okay. Next, we have corresponding angles. Corresponding angles. Corresponding angles are also formed by your transversal. Corresponding angles have their special angles as well. Corresponding angles have one interior and one exterior that are non-adjacent. That means they're not next to each other. They're on the same side. Okay? So, corresponding angles. So, angle 6 and angle 2 would be corresponding angles. They are on the same side of the transversal, and one is interior, angle 6 is the interior, and angle 2 is the exterior. So one is interior, they're on the same side of the transversal. One is interior and one is exterior, but they are not adjacent to each other. They're not touching each other. Okay? Let's look for another set of angles that are corresponding. On that same side, angle 4 would correspond with angle 8. Again, on the same side of the transversal, but one is on the inside, angle 4 is on the inside, and angle 8 is on the outside. Angle 8 is on the outside. Another set. Angle 1 would correspond to which angle? Yes, angle 5. One is interior, angle 5 is interior, angle 1 is exterior. Those are corresponding angles. Okay, can we find our last set of corresponding angles? Angle 3 and angle 7 would be corresponding angles. Angle 3 is the interior angle and angle 7 is the exterior angle. Okay, those are corresponding angles. Excellent, ladies and gentlemen. Next, we have alternate interior angles. Alternate interior angles. So, alternate interior angles are two angles that are both on the interior. Okay, they're both inside, but they are non-adjacent, so they don't have a similar side. Okay, they're two interior angles, non-adjacent, so they don't, okay, and they're on opposite sides. This is important. They're on opposite sides of the transversal. They're on opposite sides of the transversal. So, one set of interior angles. So, which ones are the interior angles? Well, we have 3, 4, 5, and 6 are interior, but alternate interior. So, angle 4 and angle 5 would be alternate interior. They're on opposite sides of the transversal. Okay? They are not adjacent to each other. Okay? So 3 and 4 would be adjacent because they have the same vertex, same side and vertex. So they don't have 4 and 5 have the same side, but they don't have the same vertex. Okay? So they're opposite sides and they don't have the same vertex. So those are the alternate interior angles. What would be another set of alternate interior angles? Yes. Angle 3 and angle 6 would be alternate interior angles. Alternate interior angles. Okay. Excellent. Next. Next we have alternate exterior angles. Alternate exterior angles. Alternate exterior angles are two exterior angles. Okay, once again, we have two exterior angles that are non-adjacent. Once again, they cannot be next to each other. They cannot have the same vertex. Two exterior angles that do not have the same vertex that are on the opposite side of the transversal. They're on the opposite sides of the transversal. So if we look at angle 2, what would be the alternate exterior angle to angle 2? Yes, angle 7. It is on the opposite side of the transversal, and it is an exterior angle. Okay, it's an exterior angle because it's outside of the lines, and it is opposite. Okay, alternate exterior angles. The words tell you what the angles look like. What is another set of alternate exterior angles? Yes, angle 1 and angle 8 would be alternate exterior angles because they are on opposite sides of the transversal and they are both exterior angles that are non-adjacent. They do not share a vertex. Excellent. So, let's take a look at an example. Here we have a transversal. Here we have a transversal. There's our transversal crossing two lines, and the lines are parallel to each other. And it says, number 1, name two pair of alternate interior angles. Alternate interior angles. So we have angle 2 and angle 7. We also have angle 6 and angle 3. Those would both be alternate interior angles. Number 2, name 2 pair of alternate exterior angles. 2 pair of alternate exterior angles. So angle 1 would be, alternate exterior would be angle 8. So angle 1 and angle 8. And another set of alternate exterior angles. Angle 5 and angle 4 would be alternate exterior angles. Number 3, name a pair of corresponding angles. Corresponding angles. Let me clean up my map a little bit. Corresponding angles. So corresponding angles, remember, one is on the inside and one is on the outside, but are on the same side of the transversal. We just want 2. So angle 6 and angle 8. So one's on the inside, this is on the inside, and this is on the outside, and this is on the outside. So angle 6 and angle 8. We need one more set of corresponding angles. One more set of corresponding angles. So how about we have, again, one on the inside, one on the outside. So we tick on the stage to the bottom. So angle 5 and angle 7. Angle 5 and angle 7 would be a pair of corresponding angles. One on the inside and one on the outside. Okay. So, next, if we know that angle 1 is 120 degrees. If we know that is 120 degrees, can we find the other angles? Yes, we can. Find the measure of the other angles. So before I would even look at which ones they want us to find, I would do what I know. I know we have vertical angles are the same. So angle 1 is 120. So I know angle 6 has to be 120. And I know angle 1 and 5 are a linear pair. That means they have to add up to 180. So 120 plus 60 has to be 180. And again, we have vertical angles, so this would be 60 also. But because these are parallel lines, what does that tell us? When we have parallel lines, it tells us the following. It tells us that, go back. It tells us that these special angles are congruent to each other. They are equal. So my alternate interior angles are both going to be 60 degrees. They're going to be the same. So if I have alternate interior angles, if this one is 60 degrees, then this one has to be 60 degrees with alternate interior angles. The same thing happens with alternate exterior angles. If this one is 100 degrees, then I know this one has to be 100 degrees. So the same thing with corresponding angles. If I know this one is 70 degrees, I know this one has to be 70 degrees. So they have to be equal. So all of these have to be equal. So that tells me that this one's going to be 120. That tells me this one is going to be 60. That tells me that this one's going to be 120 as well. And then it makes it real easy. So we know angles